Hello, I am Euterpe, your liberal arts guidance counselor. I know people often look at the glasses and they question why they're so unique in their frames, but you know something? I love geometry, so if anyone wants to complain about how ugly my glasses are, bite me. I know, guidance counselors are just so fabulous, aren't we? We're not professors, so we're not in charge of teaching a bunch of children how to fucking read, and we are just chilling in our room, telling people how to live their lives. I mean, perfect job for me. And I particularly love the liberal arts. Little did you know that I actually inspired the liberal arts. I'm actually a musician. I love music, and my love for it inspired the entire branch of liberal arts within Gresham Society. Now, let me pull up your folder. I like staying old school. I don't like technology, so I'm just going to pull up my notes on your file. I like going old school because I like keeping things ancient, you know, living in antiquity. Anyone who's all like, oh, let's modernize, excuse me, you did that with the Greek language and look what you got, a less fabulous Greek language. Maybe if we stayed with ancient Greek, you would be fabulous. So, did you see, I mean, just check out the ruins, the temple ruins in Acropolis, in Athens. I mean, people don't go to Greece to see the newest restaurants there. They go there to see the ruins that my old world is in. Imagine if they were there at its peak. Just goes to show you that even when my world is destroyed, it's still better than everyone else's world. I am going to see what you're studying right now. We have a classic student on our hands. I adore the classics. Tell me, what attracts you to the classics? Some people read it for Middle Eastern history and mythology. Other people are attracted to it through Egyptian fascination. They learn about the Egyptian mythology, Egyptian culture of antiquity. Other people are attracted to the Romans, but I'm like, excuse me, the Romans are like that illiterate kid in class who can't barely read a sentence and copies off the smartest kid in class and passes it off as their own homework. Like, excuse me, source your notes, credit me. They're all like, oh, we're gonna create our own gods. Have you guys ever heard of Jupiter? Nah, because I've only heard of Zeus. Last time I checked, I heard your sample before, bruh. This is not new. This is not original. Keep it fresh. So, the Romans didn't inspire you, did they? Good. I'm glad to hear it. So, was it the Greek culture, Greek history, Greek mythology? Oh, you're my favorite student now. So, tell me, what's going on with you? What do you need counseling in? Okay, I'm feeling that. So, you just want me to get your classes in order to make sure that you're going to graduate on time. Have you... I'm not seeing a minor here. Have you given any thought to what you would like to minor in? Okay. And we do require a foreign language. Have you given any thought to which language you would prefer? Okay. Well, in that case, I highly suggest you, of course, pursue ancient Greek. But if that isn't a language that you would want to learn, even though, of course, I'm opposed to the Romans, I would suggest learning Latin because it's just a beautiful language. I mean, the Romans might have, copy and pasted, but Latin is still a romantic language, and I'm all about romance. Not as much as my sister Arado. She's a matchmaker now, kind of. Who knows what she does? But I would highly suggest you learn Latin. I think it'll give you a fuller understanding of your studies. Now to pay attention to your minor. I think the minor might make your education a little fuller, if you don't mind my saying so. I would highly suggest you minor in perhaps... Tell me, what are your interests? What drives you toward classics? Okay. Would you say you connect with classics on a historical level? Would you say you connect with it on an artistic level? Would you say you connect with it on a psychological level? Like, what is your angle when it comes to it? Perhaps even a collection of all three motives? Okay. From the artistic angle and the historical angle, I would say you could take on a minor in neuroscience. Granted, I would say psychology because, you know, psychology is more artistic and it's more creative and it's more fun, but neuroscience might give you a little more in-depth feel for the field. And if you were to ever pursue, you know, the more artistic forms of sciences, the true sciences, in my opinion, like alchemy, witchcraft, or anything of this sort, then divination, clairvoyancy, then I think neuroscience might give you the rough build of it, and you can decorate that rough build on your own. It's like neuroscience gives you this structure, like very base structure to a house, and it's up to you to decorate it with the beautiful arts of alchemy and witchcraft and divination and worship and everything else. Have you ever heard of the Vestal Virgins? They weren't for me, but love them. You gotta love them. So I highly recommend you take on a minor in neuroscience, and you are sticking with the classics. So let me just add on a couple of notes here then. You do have a nice rough fill out of your classes that I've already filled out prior to the meeting. I'm just going to amend certain points and then fill them up with specific Greek classes. And then there's empty slots that I left specifically for the possibility of a minor and also of a foreign language. So Greek art, Greek mythology, Greek philosophy, and Latin. 1, Latin 2, Latin 3, Latin 4, and cognitive functions, brain functions, neuroscience 1, neuroscience 2. Excellent. So I'll give you a copy of that list in the mail. I'll send you a letter where it's more filled out and properly organized. And once you get it in the mail, please don't hesitate to come back if you have any questions, especially in regards to Greek philosophy and mythology and arts in general, and propose your questions. Oh, sweetie, no. I have no idea what's going on in STEM. I mean, neuroscience belongs to STEM, technically, but if you have any doubts about neuroscience, do not hesitate to ask me as well, because frankly, neuroscience is, I'm just not a big fan of STEM. I am a liberal arts sort of gal, hence why I started liberal arts, and I'm just gonna stick with it because it's fabulous. I mean, how fashionable can 2 + 2 be? Not that much. But how fashionable is Greek mythology? Just ask Alexander McQueen. Honey, we have it down in the bag. So, once again, if you have any questions or quandaries, please visit back. And if not, enjoy your classes this semester. And don't fear a ring again.